Welcome everyone to Sysco Canada's virtual kitchen show. Show number 57, 56, 57. I don't know what that number is. But anyways, we're excited. See, Elizabeth, I'm not using words super excited. I worked on it for the last couple of weeks since we had you on the show again. But we are very happy to have back Weston Foods. The ideas are never, ever, ever less than what you can expect. They're amazing always when Elizabeth is in her kitchen, but in our virtual kitchen.
Yeah.
But before I start, and I'm learning to do this, is I got to introduce myself. I'm the business resources and brand activation manager for Sysco Canada. I have the coolest job in the world, and also the host of our virtual kitchen shows, as well as our podcast shows across Canada. And I hope everyone continues to watch what we're doing here. And we have amazing guests every week. And we're starting so many cool shows this fall. Stay tuned. We have more. And even late night shows coming up in September, because we know a lot of restaurants are working late, and we just know we're going to reach and help you. So you can tune in at night soon this September. Anyways, there's my plug. Did it sound good, Elizabeth?
That sounds great, Jay.
Did it? Okay. So anyways, welcome back, Elizabeth. It is.
Thanks, Jay.
You make my day. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
So what are we doing today? I love this too. Well, today it's all about sandwiches. So as we're going into the fall, operators need to start thinking about how can I create cool LTOs that are going to excite my customers and keep them coming back. Like right now, operators are still, or consumers rather, are still wanting those comfort foods. But after they come back a few times, they know your menu, they love it. We need to give them new reasons to come back. So going to talk about some craveable sandwiches for the fall and explore some of our amazing sandwich products. I've got some bagels as well today. So maybe you don't know, or our viewers don't know, that Weston Foods makes the bagels under the Baker Source brand. We've got a couple varieties, and so we're going to show those off today and talk about why they're amazing for sandwiches through any time of the day, not just for breakfast, of course, and then give you some other ideas with a huge range. Like, we have such a variety of sandwich rolls, but they're not just, for sandwiches. You can, again, I'm going to talk you through some different usage for what we call sandwich rolls, but to show you how to incorporate them into other parts of your menu. And again, keep those SKUs, that inventory levels that you have to bring in lower, one less thing to manage, and you can get multi-uses out of it. So we're gonna have fun today, Jay.
I'm excited. We're gonna have a little fun too, because I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Because I love this. I love a little trivia.
Okay.
We'll have a little trivia. We could do a little trivia later, but we're excited. Sandwiches are awesome, and
it's a perennial favorite. People are still looking for it in their menus. Like, they're super portable. You can pretty much change it into whatever you want, so it can change with the seasons. And it's just a really one of those all-time favorite greatest hits on the menu that can really allow you to shine as a chef and get creative. And we're just here to show you the products that you can use to take it to the next level.
That's awesome.
All right, so let's get started. Bagels. So I love bagels, and it's one of my go-to breakfast items, but bagels aren't just for breakfast. So perhaps you don't know, but Weston Foods makes amazing bagels. We make what we call New York style bagels. So they are boiled and baked. They have a beautiful, I don't know if the camera can see it, but they have a beautiful shine to the crust. And they're baked on, here we go, we see a nice base, nice crispy base, how it's baked. And they're really dense and chewy characteristically. And we have lots of different flavors. We have a crisp plain, but then we have everything. We have cinnamon raisin, we've got whole wheat, we've got multigrain, we've got sesame and whole wheat. So there's lots of varieties to choose from. But as I said, don't just be pigeonholed for breakfast. One of the great things about our bagels is that they come already in sleeves of 6. So this is only 4, but they come in sleeves of 6. So you can just pull them out of the freezer and actually retail these bagels. So if you wanted to put together a fun like brunch at home or breakfast for the family on the weekend kind of kit that your customers can grab and go, you can, of course, mix up the varieties of bagels or just take a plain bagel or a cinnamon raisin or whatever you like. We can provide you with all the ingredients so you can label this properly. Right now, there don't have any labels. Just as you see, there's no labels, but you can look after that as well. So we're going to make a breakfast sandwich because I like sandwiches for breakfast, and I love using a bagel for it. So I'm going to take my, actually, no, not using plain. I'm going to be using, sorry, my stuff is all over the place today. I'm going to be using let me just grab it. They are web sliced. So they're sliced, but they just have a little bit of the attached still. So I'm going to toast this bagel. This is an everything bagel. Everything bagel seasoning is becoming a really, really popular seasoning. People put it on their avocado toast, in their salads, things like that. So we can use the seasoning. Of course, we can use the bagel.
My favorite bagel. My favorite bagel is that one right there.
It's actually mine too, because I like it because it's a little bit savory. It's got the onions and the garlic, the sesame seeds. It's like everything that's good about a bagel all in one thing. So I've got a little toasting the bagel, and then I'm going to crack an egg on here. So I've got some hash brown patties too, heating up, getting nice and crispy. But you could also use, if you have like boiled eggs or leftover mashed potatoes, you could also make some sort of a smashed potato and do your own like kind of griddle cake with potatoes. That would be really delicious. And it's, again, another use for something you already have in house. I'm going to season, of course, my egg. And I'm just going to heat that up. So.
Hey, Elizabeth, can I just tell everyone that's watching today our show, first of all, thank you for watching it.
Yes.
But if you want to add comments and you want to ask Chef any question relating today or other questions, I don't know if she wants to take anything else, but
related, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's related, but yeah, what are you doing later? I don't know, but it is comments, ask questions, we can see them, so please interact with us.
Interact with us.
We'd love to hear from you.
Or like tell me what you think of this product, what you put
what's
on it.
What's your favorite bagel? Let's ask everyone what's their favorite bagel.
So Jay,
tell us what your favorite bagel is.
What you can see what I was just doing is actually I have really thinly sliced brisket and I'm putting it on the griddle just like bacon. So it's already cooked, but I'm gonna have a beautiful sandwich. It's sort of a Smokehouse inspired. Maybe you have brisket already. You don't have to bring it in, but I'm going to make the brisket like the bacon in this sandwich. We're having eggs. We're having potatoes, bacon. I'm going to add a secret sauce and, of course, some crispy onions at the end. So while that's rolling, I'm actually going to do another bagel. I'm going to show you another bagel idea. And this is a tartine. So this tartine is all about apples. So we know the fall, one of those familiar flavors of fall is apples. So I've got an apple butter, which is a really delicious condiment. If you've never used it before, I highly recommend trying it. So I've got an apple butter.
An apple butter?
Apple butter. So it's really? Apples that are cooked down until the sugar caramelizes and it's like a syrupy. Do I have it out here? No, I don't. It's like a real like syrupy spread. So if you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. I'm going to put this here. Here we go. So I've spread it on the bagel. I took some pulled pork and spread that around. You know, nice and not too big pieces. Or sorry, big pieces. I don't like little pieces of pulled pork. It's one of my pet peeves. I'm just going to turn my brisket bacon. And my egg patty is ready. Almost there. My hash browns are getting crispy. I'm going to take my bagel off now. But on this one I've put on the board here. I'm actually making it on our cinnamon raisin bagel. So a sweet bagel that typically people would think, oh, I can only use cream cheese on it. But I'm taking some sweet elements. So the apple butter is sweet, but it also has an acidic component. And then I'm taking fresh apple, which also has that sweet acidic component, and laying that on top. So I've got some apple slices. I got some white cheddar that I shaved, putting that on there. Now I'm gonna flip my egg over. There we go. There we go. So I like my egg just a little over, so I'll do that. And then with this last one, we're gonna add, we could add a little bit of spinach or some greens on top, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So this is like a tartine with a bagel, an open face sandwich, or you could easily close it, but oops, oh my goodness. You hear that? The crawl, the crackles. So there we go. We've got our apple. So apple 2 ways with pulled pork, because pork and apples are best friends, on a bagel. And then I'm going to assemble my, oh, that's my brisket bacon. Wow, it's nice and crispy right now. Okay, so I've got my hash brown patty, and I'm going to use this as like the base for everything else. So you can use it just one patty, of course, or your smashed sort of like home fries if you wanted to do that. I'm going to put my, actually I'll put my sauce on later, but here I've got my bacon, my brisket bacon, which looks super delicious. And if you think about it, it's smoked just like bacon is. And there we go. I piled that on, and we're gonna, oh dear, my egg got a little cooked a little more than I wanted it to, but that's okay. We're gonna tip that on there. I'm gonna put my smoked sauce. So this is a maple barbecue sauce. And I'll put a little bit on the spread. There we go. And I'm going to take my, over here, sorry, I forgot my takeout container. But here it is. I'm going to call this a Smokehouse breakfast sandwich. There you go. You can see it. It's got the bagel, the bacon, eggs, everything you expect in a breakfast sandwich, just like taken up another notch and a little bit more savory on the everything bagel. Oh, you know what I forgot, Jay? I forgot the pièce de résistance, the crispy onion straws. So then we've got like onions in the bagel. We've got onions inside. So there we can go. It's really, really appetizing, something that's really craveable. Smoky things are really hot. And
what a great idea, just for breakfast again, just to switch it up and change it up.
Just to switch it up. And that could be a brunch item as well, right? Not just breakfast, but a brunch item.
I don't know, since COVID's happened, I think we just have brunch all the time now.
Absolutely, right? We never have breakfast. Never have breakfast anymore.
We just eat all the time.
Oh, I think that's the one thing everybody's doing, which is great for people in our industry, right, Jay?
You know what? It's awesome for our industry, and I just love these ideas. Oh, they're so.
Thank you.
So good. So good.
So we got a couple bagel ideas, but then don't forget, or not don't forget, but maybe you didn't know that we also make some hoagie rolls. So this is our craft hoagie that's in the Ace lineup, and then we also have under the Baker Source brand what is called a Panini Roll. So these are both really, really soft rolls. The craft hoagie is pre-sliced on a hinge. And the Vienna roll is actually unsliced. And I'm going to show you an idea later that takes advantage of that. But they're both really, really soft sandwich carriers and kind of workhorses. Like you can throw anything at these two carriers and have an amazing sandwich. So whether it's to go, so you have like something saucy, you want it to hold up and not fall apart over the course of delivery, these are the go-tos. If you have something that's soft filling, like an egg salad or just like a turkey breast and tomatoes and things like that, these are the go-to. If it needs to go in the fridge and it's like a grab and go application, we can use these. And if it's a hot or toasted sandwich, we can also use them. So I think you get the picture, is that this is a great like multi-purpose. You can do so much with it. So I'm going to take one thing that people classically associate with hoagie roll is cheesesteaks. So I am actually going to make a Korean inspired cheesesteak. Not cheesecake, cheesesteak. So I'm going to call it a Kalbi, right? Because that's the Korean, the Korean short ribs that we have that are barbecued. So we're going to do the Kalbi cheesesteak sandwich. So all the things you would expect in your cheesesteak, but just with Korean inspired flavors. So what I did is, I'm just going to take it now. Sorry, I'm turning my back on you. But I've got some flank steak that I grilled earlier. So I'm just going to take my flank steak and I'm going to just slice it a little on the bias. So my steak is cooked to a nice medium rare. Now you can use any type of cut if you want. If you want to use flank steak, I like that. Traditionally, cheesesteak is done with ribeye. So you could roast one giant ribeye. I marinated it ahead in the Kalbi seasoning. That's like a Kalbi marinade that you can buy. It's pretty readily available now. Or sometimes it's called Korean barbecue sauce. So that's the other thing way you can find it. So I'm going to take the meat that I just sliced. And I've pre-done some peppers and onions. You can see it's some multicolored peppers and onions. I'll get rid of this messy cutting board. So I got my peppers and onions, of course. You can't have a cheesesteak without peppers and onions.
Oh.
And we're just going to let this cook for a minute just to warm through. There we go. Okay, so we're going to warm that up. And then I've got a sauce, which is for later, and I've made that with kimchi. So that's what people are knowing about, like they love that spicy preserved cabbage. So I actually turned it into a sauce. I just wazzed it up in my food processor with some mayonnaise and some yogurt.
Really? So Elizabeth, you just took kimchi out of the container, threw it in your processor, mayo?
Yeah. Mayo and a little bit of Greek yogurt.
Wow.
So super easy. I'm just going to add a little bit of the Korean barbecue sauce to my steak to make it nice and saucy. So what we don't have here is like traditionally in the cheesesteak you would put melted processed cheese, which I'm not going to do here today, but I'm going to make it saucy still so it's really moist. So we've got the peppers and we've got the steak. So what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to take some of this, and just like they do for a Philly cheesesteak, I'm going to take my provolone cheese. I'm going to put it over top of my, can you see that at the back there, Jay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. I forgot something in my cupboard, which is a lid. So I'm going to take this lid and just put it over for a second to let it steam a little bit through. So in the meantime, I'm also going to get my hoagie. So this is my Ace cracked hoagie, which has a really nice crust. It's stone baked, and it's the perfect blend of softness and durability. So I'm going to take this.
Chef, when you say stone baked, what do you mean? Like it's baked on stone? Like what's that?
So the traditional Europe, I think we've talked about this before, but our Ace products are made with traditional European bread baking methods. And one of the hallmarks of that is to bake on a stone hearth. So instead of a metal pan in the oven, you actually bake it right on stone. So we have a composite granite on the bottom of our ovens, and the bread goes directly on there raw and cooks. and it creates a really nice caramelized crust. And it also gives stability to the product, that nice base. So if it was like a baguette, or even this, oops, here we go. Even this ciabatta roll, you can see it's got,
yeah.
Hear that? So that's the stone baking. So the hero roll, the hoagie roll, is formulated the dough to be a little bit softer. So it doesn't get that crispy crust. It stays really soft, but it still has it's still baked on the stone. So it has that durability to it, that it's not gonna go mushy with sauces and fillings and things like that. So here we go. We're getting there.
Hopefully,
put this steam, just like they do in Philadelphia. They put their buns of steam on top of the meat and kind of get that. And I'm going to put this on I was going to wrap it up, but I think we'll show it off a little bit more like this. And we're going to add some sesame seeds and some garnishes at the end. But you can see it's a really familiar concept to people. Oopsie. My cheese got melty. Oh dear. That's good. That's a good problem to have. So I'm going to take my super melty cheese and all the toppings, my bun, and I am going to just add them right on top here. So we've got the caramelized barbecue sauce. We've got the steak that's reheated nicely. And I think I was talking about the steak and I didn't finish my thought. I apologize. About what kind of steak you can use. So ribeye is definitely the traditional. If you want to go a little bit less expensive, you could do eye of round maybe, or top sirloin, and just, outside loin, and cook it all the way through, like braise it low and slow, and then slice it thin so that you can, save a little bit of money.
Yeah, I think the idea is also just so when you got it in your mouth and you're pulling it back after you bought, it doesn't all come with you. So
that's right.
The marinating is going to help big time.
It's so that you can easily bite through it. So here we go. We've got our hoagie roll. The hinge came off, but normally it stays really well. And we use that in, again, a familiar comfort food item, but just introduced with some new flavors. So that's the Korean cheesesteak.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan, I don't know about you, Chef, of seeing food come out open.
My sauce.
You forgot your fancy sauce, yes.
I forgot my amazing sauce. So you can, if you want to put it in a squeeze bottle and squeeze it on top, you certainly can. I'm just going to kind of drizzle it over the top and put it on the crown of the bun, and it is going to be a delicious. So you get like spicy, you get sweet, you've got the savory from the barbecue sauce. So you're hitting all the amazing things. Now I did tell you.
So you know what, everyone that's watching our show right now, why don't you comment and just tell us, when did you have your first Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah.
And where? Like, I'm trying to think where I had my first one.
Was it in Philadelphia?
I think it was Lethbridge, Alberta, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's funny.
I'm trying to. Where was yours, Chef?
In Philadelphia.
I knew you were going to say that.
You gotta have the original. Remember I told you about our panini roll? So we have this in sourdough, in white, and in multigrain. And here, I actually turned it into a stuffed appetizer. So this is. Are you a fan of like Southern American cuisine, Jay? Like, do you like Southern?
I'm a fan of all cuisine.
So one of the hallmarks of Southern cuisine is pimento cheese spread. Now I love this. It's a little weird to eat, I think. I like it as a dip, but just to eat it as a sandwich, I think is a little strange. But I love the flavors of like the sharp cheddar, the creaminess of the cream cheese, the pimento, and the hot sauce. And here I've made it into a garlic bread. So I just took I did it 2 ways here. I sliced it just on an angle, and then I sliced it open, and you can see it's really nice and oozy. I coated it with garlic butter, of course, and this way you can use it as an appetizer, something to entice. Sorry, going over to my counter here. Something for takeout to entice your customers. And
well, you know, one of the things we were talking about yesterday on one of our shows is the idea around takeout is going to be quite significant this fall.
yes,
You know, as soon as the people can't go on patios and
yes,
things happen, you know, like the colder season comes,
you
right?
need to be prepared.
We know takeout's going to be big, so people were talking about surprises in takeout bags. So when you're ordering and you're getting something, this might be a great opportunity because it's not a huge cost to put something like this in their in the takeout bag with a big thank you on it, and to entice them to a little surprise of amazing food that you have in your restaurant.
Oh, absolutely. But it's such a great sellable item too. Like that's the thing is it doesn't take much to make an appetizer that people want to eat.
And it's sharing, and when you're takeout and you're having that come home, everyone can have a bite of it. Great idea.
Yeah, and you could serve it with a dip, but it's like everybody loves garlic bread. So what's a new type of garlic bread that gets people excited about what you're offering? So I've got one of those there. I'll take this back, and there can be any type of flavor. Like think about what you have in your back of house that you can repurpose. That's the best thing to use.
Well, you know what? The other thing I just want to mention, Chef, is just the ideas that you're bringing here, and it's just always a blast having you on the show. All these ideas that you come up with. The big thing that I just want all of our listeners and everyone that's going to be watching the show is think about the menu. I keep saying this because I hear it all the time. Is menu fatigue is going to be significant.
Absolutely.
And when you think about that, is you're out there in third-party apps, got your own app, or people are ordering, they're going to be looking for those unique items that are obviously cost-effective, lots of value, but something a little different. And all the analytics that we're seeing right now, people are getting a little tired. Food boredom was the comment I had yesterday, right? So doing things like this that doesn't have a huge cost to it, I think is brilliant, Chef. Brilliant.
Interesting for your, and it's something that they expect, right? They expect to have a garlic bread and appetizer of some sort that they can order. It's just changing up, just little tweaks are going to make the difference between you ordering it or the customer ordering it and not getting sale, right?
Well, yeah, and it's this whole thing about creating an experience in takeout, right?
Well, that's the great thing about so many of our products is they really encapsulate that way to serve it at home and get people excited about eating with their family again and just something new and something different, right? Okay, so we're running into some slight technical issues, Jay. We're just gonna queue up another phone just in case. I think our battery might run a little low here on our main camera here, so we might have to pivot. Live things, technology, right?
Hey, that's okay. You right?
So we've got a panini. So this is our scacciata. We have two scacciatas.
Scacciata?
Scacciata. I know it's a kind of a strange word, but it's an Italian word that means squashed.
Oh, cool.
So it's a focaccia style dough with olive oil in it that's actually pressed down. You can see the little finger dimples in it, so that it's a nice flat, thinner profile, and again stone baked. And inside is my favorite part, which is a really beautiful open cell structure. So what's great about this is that because it's thin, the heat penetrates through it really, really well. And when we certainly have our Swiss panini, that's another product of ours that is, great for pressed sandwiches. But people love hot sandwiches, and this one carries really well, so you can heat it up, and then also you know, it'll carry with you, and it gets a little bit crispy, but it stays nice and soft on the inside. So that's the scatchata. We have two varieties: a plain, which is an olive oil and sea salt, and then an herb. Okay, so this is the herb de Provence version, and I'm going to make a muffaletta in kind of a different style. So we know that New Orleans kind of muffaletta, all the cold cuts, everything that's kind of in a charcuterie board is in this sandwich. So things that people crave, they love, and yeah, we're going to make that. So I made a sauce, and the sauce is actually a giardiniera. So if you've ever had like the Italian hot pickled vegetables, that's what this is. And again, I mixed it up with the mayonnaise and just made a spread that's really savory. And it's got spicy, it's got a little bit of pickles, so a little bit of acid, and it's got all of the things that we like. So then I've got some assorted cold cuts. We've got some salami. We've got some capicola, we've got some prosciutto. So I'm going to take all of those yummy things. Here we go. All of those yummy things and make my sandwich. And I'm going to layer it with some cheese. So we've got some smoked provolone. So you could use, of course, regular provolone, some mozzarella for that ooze factor. I'm going to do some roasted red peppers. And also some olives. So we got some black olives here. So like I said, it's everything you have in a charcuterie board that you love. A really spicy sauce that is something new and kind of craveable. I'm gonna put a little bit of baby spinach on there, just for the greens. We want to pretend we're being a little healthy, right, Jay?
Yeah, we always gotta pretend.
So here we go. We got everything you want in one sandwich. So I'm going to put this in my panini press behind me.
Nice.
And oops.
So, like, we're talking, if someone was going to bring that into their restaurant to use, like, for their menu, there's not a huge cost difference between that and then just having a regular bread. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a difference, but the value is enormously different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you don't need too much protein. Sorry, I have my back to you. I'm just trying to.
No.
You don't need too much protein. So that's going to be a helpful thing, keeping food costs low, but still offering something that's totally craveable and different and delicious. So while that is pressing, I'm going to show you, of course, another idea using the herb scatchata. And this could be an appetizer or going together. So I have a fig jam. You can buy this ready-made. I've actually mixed it with some onions, so it's nice and chunky. It's more like a chutney. So we've got the fig spread we're going to put on the bottom. So that's sweet, and I've got some vinegar in it, so it's a little bit savory. So we'll do that. Nice. And I'm going to slice some brie. Another thing that, oh, you know what? I'm supposed to do it on both sides. I forgot, Jay. I forgot my own menu item. So we can do it. I'll scrape a little off this side just because I guess I didn't make very much. That wasn't good. But here we go. We can, actually, I'll put the prosciutto on next so we can lay that on. Looks delicious. I think most people like prosciutto. And if you're going to reuse it in other applications, like maybe you've got it crispy prosciutto in something, maybe you've got it as on a charcuterie plate. So it's an item that you can definitely, put in multi areas. So we've got our slices of brie. And brie.
You know the worst part about these shows, Chef, is that I don't get to taste any of this stuff.
Well, the best part is that Sally and I have lunch already made. And shout out to Sally, who's like,
Sally has a week of lunch every couple of weeks, I see.
Yes, that's right. Well, it just so happens that she's here and we make it happen. So we have to eat it, right? We can't make it go bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to just top this off with a little bit of arugula. I'm going to season that. Some olive oil, some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of lemon, just to dress it properly. I had a chef who always insisted that greens were dressed, which, you know, in retrospect, I agree, because it's a component of the dish, right? So it should be seasoned just like everything else.
I'd go with that because I'm not a arugula fan plain.
No?
Oh man, I don't know. I think I had too much arugula a long time ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It scarred you for life?
I overdosed on arugula when I was younger. I ate way too much when it came out, like when people started using it.
Oh yeah.
I had to, like,
when people
every
discovered it.
salad.
So here we go. We've got a Arugula Flatbread. So you could do this with any, it's almost like a pizza, right? Like you can make it crispy. So I toasted the scatchata beforehand in the oven. So it's got a little bit of crispiness to it, but it's still soft and really easy to eat. Almost like a pizza. And it just gives you like new flavors. And like
how long did you toast it? How long did you toast it for, Chef?
We do about 4. If it's thawed, it was thawed already. So I just did about 4 minutes to crisp it up. But you can do it right from frozen if you want. That's also about 6 minutes, 4 to 6 minutes, just to heat it through. And then you wait 10 minutes before you open it, and the heat just continues to penetrate. I also did another sandwich with arugula on it. Sorry, Jay, but I want to do something nice for the vegetarians because they sometimes get the short end of the stick, our vegetarian friends. And it's really important, like plant-based is even more than before it's still like really popular and people are, you know, really craving options of like, I don't have to eat meat or animal products. So here is on our Chabada Piccola, which we have in a couple of different sizes. We have a lunga, which is a 20-inch. We have a corta, which is an 8-inch. And then the Piccola, that's from Ace Bakery, is 6 inches. So lots of different sizes and sandwiches. And what I did is I roasted some slices of butternut squash. And I made this tastes like fall. This tastes like Thanksgiving on a plate. So I took poultry seasoning, which has sage and thyme and some other herbs, rosemary, and I roasted that in the oven. So this one tastes like Thanksgiving. You've got like your sweet potato casserole because the edges are a little crispy, but the interior is soft. Then I complemented that with some pickled red onions for a little bit of acidity. I put some feta cheese on it. You can put cheese on it or not. And some roasted, oops, here we go. I hear my panini. I'll come back to that in 2 seconds. Some roasted pecans. Again, all the flavors of Thanksgiving. And to top it off, just for a little bit of contrast, the arugula.
Beautiful.
So that's
can you Chef, can you show that in the other camera? I'm going to pull up the other camera here. It looks nice and clear. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. So you can
see, I've been reducing my meat take. I'm a flexitarian.
Yeah.
So that looks beautiful.
All right. My panini is ready. So that's my muffaletta. My muffaletta panini. My cheese is melted. This is so good.
Oh, man.
And we are going to pick it. And we're going to cut it. Ooh, it's warm. Just need a little bit.
And the days that when we can all get together and have a big picnic, or is it going to be?
Oh, I love it. Well, this could be definitely, while you're saying picnic, you know, into the fall of take home, eat in your car kind of ideas. This could definitely work as a picnic item.
Exactly.
So here we go. We've got, you can see all of the layers in it. Beautiful. It's got melty cheese. It's smoky. It's sweet. It's spicy. It's all of the things. It's got olives in it, which I love. So there we are, Jay. We've got a selection of sandwiches that are perfect for the fall to keep LTOs and keep your customers coming back. Give them a reason to keep coming back and choosing your restaurant and getting you some wins and keeping that business.
Awesome, Chef. Another home run.
Thank you.
I love the ideas. They're always, I don't know what you do all day, but you must just
I come up with ideas.
I was gonna say you
That's
must
what
have
they
sit
pay me for,
around.
Jay.
Yeah, it's awesome though. I love the ideas. They're simple, they're effective, and they're not going to cost a lot of operators a lot of money to change things up. And I think that's so critical as we go into the fall and winter, and people are working on their menus. We got to help operators, save money and make money and create that different experience with menu
Yeah,
items.
you're exactly right, Jay. Save money. So be smart about it, and then make money, increase their profit margins, give them craveable items that people are going to be buying over and over again.
Exactly. So you continue to do this. We're having you back again, which I'm excited.
2 weeks today.
I
It's
know, 2
all
weeks.
about donuts.
Donuts? You're not going donuts, are you?
Yes.
Really? Oh man.
We're gonna. If people don't know, Weston Foods makes donuts, and we're gonna have some fun in 2 weeks. So same bad time, same bad channel.
Exactly. So thanks again, Chef. Everyone else, listen to our shows every week. Like Chef said, we're back again tomorrow, next week. I think we got like almost 100 shows till Christmas booked up, and we got late nights starting this next month as well. Healthcare on Mondays, produce talks next week again. The variety of different shows and amazing ideas. So thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. And thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Get out there, support restaurants, eat out, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.